I know I'm getting into possible spoilers, but is this version of Kang the same one we will see on Avengers 5?
Oh, I don't even know the answer to that. There's no spoiler there. I don't even know the answer. Yeah.
It's okay. I need to try it.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
No, I wish I knew the answer to not tell you. But yeah. But
Okay.
no, I don't know the answer to that.
Hace un par de días, Marvel Latinoamérica nos llevó a Brasil para platicar con el elenco de Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. Y es por eso que podemos ver en el fondo que el nombre de Ant-Man and the Wasp está escrito de una forma muy diferente. Y en este video verás lo que Jonathan Majors, quien hace de Kang el Conquistador, el mayor villano de toda la saga del multiverso, y también Peyton Reed, director de esta película, nos contaron sobre la misma y sobre el futuro de Marvel. Y por cierto, antes de iniciar la entrevista con Jonathan Majors, este tenía una playlist de hip hop bastante buena que lo hacía ver todo un capo, el conquistador que realmente es. Pero antes de comenzar, no olvides dejar tu like del conquistador o tu telaraña y suscribirte si todavía no lo has hecho. Así vas a formar parte de la familia virgen más grande de internet. Sin más que agregar, prepárate y ponte cómodo porque estamos a punto de iniciar. Mi nombre es Daniel Virgen y nosotros somos Geeks.
It's good, the playlist.
Oh yeah, that's really good.
Somos Geek.
Yeah. Sorry.
Hi man, how are you?
Buenos días, hermano.
Wow, español muy bonito, ¿eh?
Un poquito.
Un poquito.
Yeah.
You're so beautiful, man.
Thank you, brother.
Hi Peyton, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Before I begin, I need to tell you, you were my favorite to direct Fantastic Four.
Oh.
I'm so sorry, I mean.
No. Listen, I developed Fantastic Four 22 years ago for about a year, when it was way pre-Marvel. And at that time, Fox didn't want to make the movie, as sort of big as these movies now are. So I think I sort of channeled my passion for Fantastic Four into the Ant-Man movies because they're both stories about families of superheroes. And to me, it's something. 20 years is a long time, and I sort of I want someone else to do Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
Matt Shakman is gonna be great. Matt is gonna, and I've seen, between you and me only, I've seen initial artwork for the Fantastic Four stuff around the Marvel offices. It's gonna be great.
I have a couple questions. It's okay if...
Yeah, still.
Okay. Talking about acting. Are you excited to play different variants of Kang?
Yes. So excited. I mean, that's kind of why not kind of. It is the thing that made me say yes. I'd like to take on this role. The fact that it wasn't just one role, which is standard and already a huge miracle, as an actor to be hired to do anything. But when they said that, there would be different iterations, is actually how they use, they didn't say variants. There'd be different iterations of this character, and I thought, okay, cool. I'd like to take a stab at it.
Well, I think the tone with our characters is the same. We still have humor and the sort of the family dynamics, but the movie takes a turn, and our characters find ourselves in a really serious situation, the most grave situation they've ever been in. I mean, even in a situation that is very personal to them, and I think particularly to Janet Van Dyne, as they find themselves in the quantum realm. She's confronted with some things from her past and things that maybe she had not discussed with her family. So it was something we wanted to do from the beginning was, let's have these characters that we know and hopefully love and go on this adventure, but really take them out of their element and put Scott Lang up against, an incredibly powerful villain.
You know what is the difference between the...
He Who Remains.
The first Kang
He Who Remains?
we saw, and this one?
Yeah. I mean, the biggest difference is, though Kang is a huge part of the MCU in these phases, each variant is in a very particular world and has to serve that world. And so in He Who Remains, we were in Loki, and we were dealing with Loki and Sylvie and Renslayer, like all these guys, that whole world was happening there. And He Who Remains is a byproduct of that, or they are potentially a byproduct of He Who Remains. That's what he would say. And so he moves and behaves differently. And then in Quantumania, again, you have Peyton Reed and a different set of producers, and we have a different leading man in Paul Rudd, his Scott Lang. And so it's all leading to KANG, and so the route to him does change the characterization of him. And so the guys are very different. The difference between the space between the differences is equivalent to, that of Tom Hiddleston and Paul Rudd. These guys are not the same individuals. Consequently, they're Loki and Ant-Man are also very different characters. So, taking on KANG, the mythology of KANG, that I have that same obligation, to give that much difference between the two roles. Yeah.
I know I'm getting into possible spoilers, but is this version of KANG the same one we will see on Avengers 5?
Oh, I don't even know the answer to that. There's no spoiler there. I don't even know the answer. Yeah.
It's okay. I need to try it.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
No, I wish I knew the answer to not tell you. But yeah. But
Okay.
no, I don't know the answer to that.
What is the future of Ant-Man, Scott Lang, in Marvel? It's like your son.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we'll have to find out. We'll see. I mean, obviously the events in this story are going to lead to something next. Again, this is tricky territory because I can't spoil anything. But it's I love the idea. Paul and I talked about this a lot. That Ant-Man started as a real outsider. He was a guy who maybe he had heard of the Avengers, but he was in no way part of the Avengers. And by the time we got to Endgame, he was very central to defeating Thanos. That was thrilling for us. And as we talked about what we wanted this movie to be, and sort of, we wanted to put Scott Lang through the ringer. We wanted to, just when he thought maybe like, well, I'm not necessarily retired, but I'm looking in the rearview mirror, and he wrote a book, right? He wrote a book about his life as a hero and about the battle against Thanos, and it's become an international bestseller. So he's kind of resting on his laurels a little bit. But we wanted to shake Scott Lang up, and then suddenly, just when he thinks he's out of the game, he's forced to deal with something, that's far more important than anything he's dealt with before.
Marvel has incredible actors with interesting characters. You are a pro. Who would you like to share the screen with, fighting with or...
Yeah. I think this new class of Avengers is quite impressive. Letitia Wright, Florence Pugh. I mean, just to name a few. I mean, these actresses are, the avant-garde of their generation, in the MCU and outside of it. So I think one of the things I've realized and have really grown to love is that, yes, we're in, we are the avatars of these incredible superheroes and supervillains, but the actors that are playing these roles are so grounded and so essentially about the work, that's what makes it really happen. Then we have this wonderful special effects and all the things that really elevate the piece. And so I'm really looking forward to just Anthony Ramos potentially. There's so many actors who have been enlisted into this MCU team that I would love to play with them, and so I of course would love to get busy with them and do fight sequences and tell the story on that scale. So I can't name anybody in particular, but I'm very excited about this new group coming in, and of course if any of the originals want to take a go, I welcome that.
We are so excited, huh?
Oh, well done.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you very much, man.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm so excited. Thank you very much, Peyton.
Thank you very much.
See you later.
Appreciate it. Yes, thank you.
Deja aquí en los comentarios qué fue lo que más te emocionó de todo lo que contaron y si crees que tendremos una muy buena película con el hombre hormiga y la avispa Quantum Manía. Nos vemos en la siguiente. Mi nombre es Daniel Virgen y nosotros somos Geeks. Bye.